are really second to none. Lightning Run is considered a top 40 coaster in the world. Our new coaster, Storm Chaser, that we put in 2016, was voted the second best new attraction in the world. One of the things people don't realize is we have one of the best children's area in the country. We select our rides where mom and dad can ride with the children. With 14 attractions, we can do literally thousands and thousands of young people every single day. We draw from Eastern Kentucky, Western Kentucky, we draw from Indiana, we draw from Tennessee. We're a regional theme park, and we continue to grow. The park was opened in '87 and unfortunately quickly went bankrupt. And we had the opportunity to work with the state and the public-private partnership to reopen the park, which we did in 1990. Over the course of 7 years, we built that attendance from 137,000 visitors to over 1.3 million. And we did that by one simple rule when it comes to theme parks. You build your park around major rides. Introduced the biggest rides in the country at the time, the largest spill ride, one of the first suspended looping roller coasters in the country, the largest stand-up roller coaster. So every single year we introduce a major, iconic ride. After the 1997 season, we sold the park to a national operator. They operated the park for about 10, 11 years. Unfortunately, they ran into some financial difficulties. It really was a desolated sort of ghost town. Weeds were everywhere, buildings were sort of dilapidated, and it was really depressing to fly into Louisville International Airport and fly over the park. The park is right on one of the glide paths. So you'd fly over this unbelievably desolated piece of property right across the street from a major international airport.
The buildings were in very much disrepair. Some of the rides have been sitting outside the parts, components for years, so they were pretty bad.
We had the opportunity to develop a public-private partnership with the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Myself, 3 local business persons, frankly, very well-known individuals in the community. We came in, we funded it in cooperation with the state, and we reopened the park in 2014. We had the skills and we had the team to reopen it, so why not?
The first step was to get all the overgrowth out so you could see what you were looking at. And then the rest is just item by item, looking at it and understanding what it needs and coming up with a plan to do it.
It's really actually easier to build new than it is to redevelop. Because when you refurbish something, you're not quite sure what's wrong until you get into the belly of the beast.
It was dismantling of about everything here and reconstructing it and rebuilding it. A lot of the rides we disassembled, took to the shop and refurbished.
So we had a lot of surprises, but we were successful. We reopened it up. We refurbished all the rides. We brought in now about 12 new rides. The Kentucky State Fair Board did an economic study on the impact of Kentucky Kingdom. We have a tremendous impact on the local economy. Not just people that come in from out of state, but equally important, we keep people in Louisville and in Kentucky not going to theme parks in other states. So the state gets the benefit of all those tax revenues, sales tax revenues, taxes that we pay as an owner-operator. And over the course of a 10 or 20 year period, it's worth literally, according to the study, billions of dollars. Of course, the most important thing in this theme park operation is to keep the rides safe. And to that end, we have almost 30 people that work in our technical services department. Electronic specialists, mechanics, plumbers, carpenters. We have a whole squad that every single morning goes out over a 6-hour period and checks every single ride before we reopen. And we have 200 lifeguards that are trained, take special courses to get certification, much like our ride operators. They get special courses and they get certification.
After our technical services staff completes their checklist through at the beginning of the day, our ride operations team and lifeguard operations team arrives here at the park, and they go through a criteria of checklist for each attraction themselves. That also includes test running the rides as well.
We got a great team, great technical staff, great carpenters. We've got every trade out there working here. They're all great.
We're proud of our work that we've done, and we get more and more excited every season. Seeing our team members come back, our guests that are coming back to see us, more guests from the out-of-state areas in the region, people that have never been to Kentucky, never been to Louisville, and they come to Kentucky Kingdom and Hurricane Bay, and they get to see what we've done.
People often ask us, what is the future of Kentucky Kingdom? It's interesting, when we opened the park for the first time in 1990, there were 13 acres. This little circle here was 13 acres. There were no developed trees. You could see all the parking lots. I mean, it looked like a little penny in the middle of this vast expanse of parking lots. Well, that original 13 acres is now 63 acres. We continue to buy private property as well as the property we have under lease with the state. And in addition to the 63 acres, we have an option for another 20 acres. So we have plenty of room to continue to expand this facility. Now, you may ask me, what is going to be our next big attraction next year? But if I tell you, I'd have to kill you.